Downing Street officials have reportedly held secret talks with the White House to discuss the visit. And it is said Buckingham Palace has also held talks with Washington, as the official state visit would have to be agreed by the Queen. As part of a visit, the Republican firebrand will have an official banquet at the palace with Her Majesty and a carriage procession down the mall during his trip. Sources close to the White House told the Sunday Times the visit is expected to be announced in April and take place in June. The president's visit to the UK is expected to coincide with his attendance at the D-Day anniversary in France to commemorate the liberation of the country by the Allied forces during World War II. A source said, logistically, it would make sense if the president attends a state visit in the UK in June because he's planning to be in France for the D-Day anniversary. The discussions between his White House staff and Number 10 have been going on since late last year, and now they're waiting on the palace to issue a formal invitation. On June 6, there are expected to be mass celebrations across the UK marking the start of the 75th anniversary of the D-Day landings in the World War II and the Battle of Normandy. The president was promised a state visit by Theresa May shortly after he was elected to office in 2016. But the billionaire's first trip to the UK as president last July, which involved meeting Theresa May and Her Majesty, was downgraded to a working visit following a public backlash and opposition by MPs who did not want him to address Parliament, which is conventional during a state visit. Mr. Trump's first visit to the UK as president triggered widespread protests across Britain. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn joined protesters in London, where a 20-feet-high orange Trump baby blimp was floated above Parliament Square. Mr. Corbyn said, "We are asserting our rights to democracy, our rights to freedom of speech, and our rights to want a world that is not divided by misogyny, racism and hate." Mr. Trump's visit is expected to spark similar protests against his perceived racism and misogyny. People took to Twitter to voice their opinions on the Republicans' planned visit to the UK. One user wrote, "Gross," while another said, "He will be very welcome. He is doing a great job of actually transforming the US in spite of the hate campaign. All British should welcome him with open arms. The US and Britain are great trading partners."